Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's your sis, Jessie Woo. Welcome back to my Chanel. If you're new here, make sure that you like and you subscribe. So you can join the Black Women's Tribe. And Black Women, it's almost time to vote for Kamala Harris Black Women's Month. I'm not playing with y'all. It's Black Women's. It's almost time to vote for Kamala Harris Black Women's Month. Okay. It's also Black Women's Check Your Titty Month. All right. I'm seeing everybody. Okay. Where's everybody from? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We are live. This is not pre-recorded. We are live. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Came to YouTube for something to keep me occupied at work. Girl, this gonna do more than keep you occupied. I hope y'all got y'all coffee. I hope y'all are ready. If you are at work, put your headphones in. I'm telling you right now. If you are at work, put your headphones in. If you at home with the kids, put your headphones in. Okay? Make sure that you're composed. All right? Because there's gonna be a lot of decomposing going on. I'm not gonna take too long into introducing y'all to my next guest. Well, my guest of the hour. But before I do that, I didn't even do my intro song. Hold on, let me do my intro. It's so much. Like, I'm so excited about this. I didn't even do my intro. Hold on, let me do my intro.
I make magic with these hundreds, watch them disappear. Big ol' raindrops up in my ear. If you gon' name drop, let's get it clear. Jessie Woo, VVS. I just turn the water on. Big ol' flex, shit you never saw before. These niggas chasing me like waterfall.
All right. Got the intro out the way. Like I said, make sure y'all got y'all coffee, your croissants, whatever you got. This is gonna be the live. If you watch my live with Storytime with Ricky, if you thought that was a live, before I introduce our guest for the day, I want to specifically dedicate this live to 3 people. I have 3 people I want to dedicate this live to. Okay? I got 3 people I want to dedicate this live to. So, I'm going to share my screen real quick. All right. First person.
The right information. So let's hit this first one, Jessie Woo, shall we?
First person I want to dedicate this live to. We're going to go to Miss Susan B. Anthony. Chelsea, this one's for you.
I like people to have the right information. So let's hit this first one, Jessie Woo, shall we? No. That has everything to do with your moral character and how you treat others, which honestly, girl, I'm wondering about you at this point in time. Point number 2, I did not help Cassie's in 5 or 6 of Love is Blind. If I had, this would make me even more furious. Why? Because I'm one person in an entire collective group of people. It is a long process. If you think I have some wave of the magic wand to make some final decisions, you are incorrect. All right. More of what I do and more of my expertise is really helping people feel more prepared and more ready to take on something like this. All right. If it's all adding up after countless interviews, psych evaluations, questionnaires, I trust that people are experts on themselves. Okay. So get your facts straight. We're putting this to bed. Also, Jessie Woo, joke's on you because you're still watching it, girl. Good night.
Okay, Susan B. Anthony, you really thought you had a hit with that one. I'm actually going to show you how to clear it. Okay, so take notes. First off, I'm going to address the things that you conveniently left out of this video. I'm not even going to play the entire video. If y'all want to go watch me drag this lady, you can go to my Instagram, which is just a couple things. But a lot of y'all saw this. This whacking went viral. And I'm going to whack you again and again and again and again and again. Because them questionnaires ain't doing the job. Okay? Them questionnaires ain't doing the job. All right. So first off, it's dedicated to Chelsea, Miss Susan B. Anthony. Second person I want to dedicate this live to. Got a whole lot of dedications going on. Okay. We're going to dedicate this live. Hold on. Why is not letting me? Am I not able to? Hold on. Don't worry, I'm going to find you. I'm going to find you now. Okay, I'm going to find you. We're going to dedicate this live to Pariah Sadihi. Hopefully I'm saying your name correctly. So Pariah is the EVP, Head of Communications, PR plus Marketing at Kinetic. So Kinetic, as you all know, is the company, the production company that does Love is Blind US. Pariah, here's why I'm going to dedicate this live to you for multiple reasons. You've been telling people not to come on my channel. You've been telling your cast people not to come on my channel. And I take that very personal because I use my platform specifically during Black Women's, we finna vote for Kamala Harris Black Women's Month. I use my platform specifically to shine a light on the Black woman's experience in the dating realm. And I specifically use Love is Blind as an example of what Black women go through in the dating realm. But also there's been times when I have had my foot on y'all necks because you all have made Black women pain a focal point of your content, right? And so I would think that you, as the head of communications, PR, marketing, EVP, communications executive, would demonstrate a success in developing and executing PR and marketing strategies for all Kinetic and words plus pictures, produced shows, experience in leading campaigns, creating individual brands, crisis management. We're going to highlight that. Because, bitch, I'm about to actually send you into another crisis. Let's see how you manage that one. You would think that you would partner with someone like me and say, let me partner with this Black woman who takes the Black woman experience seriously. Let me partner with her. Let me take her to lunch. Let's see how we could partner. Because obviously there is a group of the viewers who take my content very seriously. But no, instead, you keep telling them not to talk to me. And I wonder why you're telling specifically the Black cast members not to go on a Black platform. I wonder why. So, Miss Crisis Management, I'm going to teach you a lesson, just like I taught Chelsea. When I got my master's degree in from the School of Communications from FIU, which, you know, I don't have LinkedIn, so I wasn't able to look you up as far as your education. However, I did have someone who does have LinkedIn. They were able to look you up, and they were able to look you up and see that you went from production coordinator to vice president within a couple of years, which doesn't make much sense because how do you go from production coordinator, you know, somebody who's giving out coffee, you know, like you're just an assistant. How do you go from that to the EVP in a couple of years? And I noticed how you stopped detailing your job. You know, this is me in the corner because I had the person on FaceTime. But you stopped detailing your job duties over time. Okay. What that tells me is the same way Kinetic is just throwing anybody on these shows, they just passing out positions to anybody within the company. So what's happening in the company is reflecting what we're seeing on the show. Miss Crisis Management, I'm going to show you something I learned from my master's degree program at FIU. Crisis Management 101. What is the first step to managing a crisis? It's preventing the crisis. Crisis Management 101. The first step to managing a crisis is preventing a crisis. And y'all have had 7 seasons. 7 seasons. That is well enough time to learn how to prevent a crisis. I'm on your ass. Because now I'm about to show you all the ways you could have prevented the crisis you're about to have. Finally, because my guest is very busy, she don't got time for me to just, be on here just being petty all damn day. I'm going to dedicate this live to Ashley. I think that Ashley is a victim in all this, which is why I've given her so much grace. I've seen comments where people say, oh, you're not giving Marissa grace, but you're giving Ashley grace. What happened to Marissa, we all saw it unfold, okay? And me just saying, you shouldn't be begging, it's not me not giving someone grace. It's just me saying the truth. Like, I'm 67 years old. I'm not going to be begging no nigga with 2 dreads, okay, to be with me when he's shown me time and time again that he doesn't want to be with me. What happened with Marissa, we saw it unfold. What happened with Ashley, I do not think Ashley has an inkling of everything that we talked about, everything that we've seen, like from story time with Ricky, what she's exposed on TikTok, to my live with Deshawn, Tyler's baby mama's ex-wife. I don't think Ashley knew any of that. I don't think Ashley knew about his text messages to women last October, which would mean that they were married at that point. These are all verifiable. So when we see Ashley saying, oh, this is all inauthenticated, I'm going to give you the authentic proof with this live. You've already had access to it, but now we're going to give you even more. So this is for you, Ashley. This is your blink twice live. Okay? This is your put your running shoes on and run, girl, live. Okay? And I'm doing this with love. Like, I'm doing this with love. Believe it or not. Without further ado, y'all, let me go ahead and get my guest of honor, Symone, red wine attorney at law. Symone, how are you doing? Wait, I can't hear you. Can you, are you on mute? Oh, wait, you're on mute. You're on mute. Unmute yourself.
There we go. All right. Thank you so much for having me. We got to get into this tea. I've been wanting to cover this for so long because, like, I've had the contracts. I've reviewed them. I've like been involved with different aspects of Love is Blind, as well as, I was on a dating reality show myself.
Yes.
So it was called Ready to Love. And so I've been in the part of the candidates. And on my show, part of my background is I got engaged to a castmate who basically scammed me.
Yep.
So I'm very empathetic to Ashley's situation because it was through my own that I realized these shows don't do no type of background checking.
No.
And they make us sit through this really extensive 600 question personality test. Okay. This personality test is so serious. It's what the court gave. They made Amber Heard in the Johnny Depp case. Amber Heard had to sit through the same test for them to diagnose her with a personality disorder. So they know everything that's wrong with you, and then they use that to manipulate you in situations that are going to trigger you and are going to bring out the most vulnerable parts of you. And that's what we watch on the screen.
I did not know that. I don't know if you saw when I was whacking Chelsea.
Yes.
She said out of her mouth, the questionnaires. I'm like, what is she talking about? So now that you're saying that makes sense.
Yeah. And I actually you sit down. One of the things you have to do is you sit down. There's like this personality test that you have to take one-on-one. The answers are reviewed by a psychiatrist who knows your triggers. So for example, for me, I'm an Ivy League educated attorney. one of my triggers is failure. So on the first episode of my show, they put me on the bottom too. And I was like, hold on, I'm not even the ugliest one here. Like, and I'm not mean. And there was like mean girls. And I was like, how did I get in the bottom? Well, I didn't. I was not voted in the bottom, but they knew because of my personality test results, if you put me in the bottom, it's going to trigger certain vulnerabilities, and aspects of my personality came out where I didn't even recognize myself. So it was really, I mean, ooh, yeah, it's a lot. They put you in your most vulnerable positions.
Yeah. You actually just unlocked so much for me right now. Because now when you think about it, that's why they do certain activities. That's why we see them placed in certain situations on these shows, because they know how to trigger certain emotions from different cast members. That's crazy.
They'll like, set up an outing that's going to be you and your other love interest, and the other girl who likes him or whatever crap like that. That's exactly what they do. Mm-hmm.
Wow. So before we get into the tea, okay, I just want you to give more of a background of yourself. Like, obviously, I know you from Ready to Love. I loved you on Ready to Love, but also like just give us more of a background on your work. What exactly do you do as far as in the law space, and what do you practice, and the services that you provide too, because you provide some good ass services.
I do. So one of the things is I've written an ebook. My ebook is called Background Checks 101. The beginner's guide to discovering who the heck you're really dealing with. And I literally give you step-by-step tips on how to run background checks on anyone you're dating, roommate, whatever situation you might have. And then that comes from when I was in law school, girl. I was trying to learn this new software at my internship. And they were like, okay, just do a search for yourself. And of course I didn't come up, but I put my granddaddy name in there, only to discover this 87-year-old man was on probation for making terroristic threats. I was like, oh my goodness. Right?
What?
Yes, girl. Yeah. The red wines are lively. So from there, I became fascinated with background checks and what you can find and this and that. So as an attorney, I've been practicing for almost 20 years now, like 16. And I started out doing intellectual property fashion law. One of my first major cases, I represented Christian Louboutin suing Yves Saint Laurent over the red-soled shoe and whether you can do that. So I started doing that. Then I went into personal injury because fashion law, I wanted to help people, but I didn't want to be poor. And with fashion law, I was literally dealing with two grown men fighting over ladies' shoes. I was like, this is not fulfilling. This is very stupid. So I got into personal injury law. That's primarily my focus. But on my journey to get there, I have done family law. I've done consumer law. I've done so many avenues. So I'm also a legal consultant, a legal strategist. So people contact me and I do consultations. I actually have a special now. 30 minutes starts at $149, where I'll do consultations to help you develop a case strategy, whether it's, you got a family dilemma where, your play uncle is trying to steal the family's property, to you're representing yourself in small claims court and you want to know how to introduce exhibits and create a script for how you do that. I help everyday regular people navigate their legal issues. And through that process, I also do, you can hire me to do professional background checks. I'll go into the aspects that you want. I've shared with you my story. It was
Yeah.
Largely it comes from, like, I've always enjoyed minding other people's business. Okay. That's just my thing. Always loved it. Always. I was like, oh, let me get paid to do this. But it also came from after my show, I did get engaged. I was the first person from the Ready to Love series to get engaged and was so excited. And last summer I had to call off my wedding because it was destination. After we invited everybody bought their flights, their hotels. He came to me and he was like, babe, we just need to elope. It's too stressful. And I was like, huh? And I was like, well, okay. And I thought about it and then I slept on it and then I checked our bank account. He had spent the entire wedding fund. We had $15.37 left. And I was like, this is really stupid, especially considering his last marriage ended for the exact same thing. And, people were like, didn't you see signs? And why did you pick him? And all these things. And it was because, I felt like I was running out of time and I wanted to start a family. But the way that God works, my God don't play about me. And he also was like, chick, you better sit here and listen. Because, you know, I did all that because I was like, oh, but he's a great dad. And he was my best friend. And I got to pick somebody. I felt like, you know, I'm in my late 30s. I got to pick somebody. It's time to pick somebody. Only to discover that the reason I used the term scam, it wasn't just about the money, but I ultimately discovered that the entire time he was like, yes, I want another child. I want a daughter, da, 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 only to find out not only could he not have any more children, but the whole time he led me to believe I was the reason that we couldn't get pregnant.
Are y'all listening to this?
He would not let me even go to a doctor's gynecology appointment without him. He would make me reschedule so that he could be there. I tried to freeze my eggs when we first got together, which was 2 years ago. And he was like, oh, you don't need to do that, da-da-da-da-da, only to discover I've now recently started that process. And I've done some retrievals. And I found out that by doing the process, it would have just uncovered the fact that he can't have children.
Wow.
So it's one thing to steal my money.
Out of his way to gaslight you into thinking that your reproductive system was not working. Literally. While also gaslighting you about his finances. Y'all, I'm gonna have Symone come on my podcast. It's such an intricate story, and I think a lot of y'all need to hear her story because I wanted to do this for her specifically, not because of her background and what she does, but also she kind of was an Ashley. Like, it literally is the same pipeline, going on a dating show, thinking that you're getting with someone that is a certain way, and it turns out this is not that person, right? And so it's anyway, I can't wait for us to really
yes, yeah, we will. But
go ahead,
Jessie girl.
Yeah, no, it's a story, and I am so sorry that you even went through that because you did not deserve that at all. But I think because of your story and your testimony, you're able to help so many other women, so many other women. So please, if you don't follow Symone, follow her now. Follow her now. Go to her channel, subscribe. She's the
one who, girl, is that legal? That's literally just called. Girl, is that legal?
If you're wondering why the internet knows about Jennifer, what's her name?
Jennifer Williams, and Christian Gold, her husband.
Symone is the one who broke that. She broke that story. And it's crazy because I've seen so many people act like it wasn't your work. I'm seeing interviews and stuff. I'm like, if y'all don't give this lady her credit, she's the reason why we all know who Jennifer's husband really, really is. She broke that story about the DV, about everything. She broke that. So anyway, without further ado, I want to make sure people know, give her
and
her things.
Because I wasn't I'm not wallowing in her misfortune. I just didn't want her to end up like I did or how I almost did. And also some people are like, well, if you're so good at background checks, then that, you shouldn't have had to call off your wedding. No, girl, that's why it's good. I feel that it ultimately was successful in that I found out that information, moved out that night, never returned. Not even to get my stuff. My daddy came up and got my stuff, baby. Him and his pistol. And just kidding. My dad didn't show the gun, I'm sure. Did all that, and then I moved on. But I'm so happy. So if I can be, any light for any other woman, it's I'm so happy. Especially, baby, the minute I found out that man couldn't have no kids, I was like, oh my gosh, I can still. And I was really excited, girl, because I started hoeing a little bit after that, a little bit. And I was like, oh my God, I could act. If I would have thought it was a miracle, baby, but it wasn't a miracle at all. That's just what happened when you do it to a man whose private parts work perfectly well.
Exactly. But speaking of another man's private parts, now before we get into this man's private parts, we just want to go ahead and say this. So Tyler, if you come across this video, first of all, allegedly, this is all alleged. Number one. Number two, if there is anything that we get wrong, if there's any misinformation that we get wrong and you would like to correct it, please feel free to contact any one of us to correct it. As a matter of fact, we'd love to have you on the platform so that you could correct it yourself. Do you want to add to that, Symone?
Oh, yes. No, absolutely agree. You hit it right on the nail. You hit the nail on the head or whatever the thing is.
Exactly. So for those of you guys who don't know, Tyler Francis is a contestant on this current season of Love is Blind season 7. This is an article that was published yesterday, citing I believe Storytime with Ricky, as well as my live as well. But basically, just a quick recap. Tyler is on this show. Tyler falls in love with Ashley. What's funny is when you think back to the pods, Tyler was in the pods stating how he had a Serbian mother, I believe. He said his mom was from Serbia or something like that. And that she married a black man.
Yeah.
We're going to get all of that. But that her family disowned her for being with a black man. We also see Tyler later on at his own wedding with his mother, talking about, crying about his father being a complete stranger to him. Whole time this man is having 3 kids. Whole time this man is denouncing being a father to 3 kids. His oldest is 6 years old. Okay. Didn't wait until after he got engaged with Ashley, to tell her off camera that he has donor babies. Okay. But by the time that episode aired, Bri, who is his baby mama, had already aired out all the pictures, all the videos of this man being in her life. She was very ambiguous about the oldest child, saying that the oldest child was a donor situation, but that the twins were not. And then fast forward to my live with Tyler's baby mama's ex-wife, she actually explained that no, the first child was not a donor baby. The first child was indeed my wife cheating on me with Tyler, who was also a close friend of mine. And that while it initially started as a turkey baster thing, the turkey baster method kept not working. And so conveniently, Deshawn, who's the ex-wife, goes on a 2-week vacation, comes back to Bri being 6 weeks pregnant. Okay, so it was a lie. It was all a lie. Now, also, we have Bri, who's come out and said that she had to put child support onto Tyler because, according to her and the courts, he was a very active father. She's released photos, videos. We see this. We also saw content from Tyler's own mother, who is at his wedding acting as if she don't know that this motherfucker got kids. Like, yeah, your dad was a stranger. So is your child. So is your child. Your child is a stranger to his own kids as well. Bri came out and said that the kids have not heard from Tyler since the day before he was flued out to California to be on the show and do the pods segment of the show. I believe the pod segment of Love is Blind is always shot in LA. So that's just a quick recap. We also had Storytime with Ricky, who broke the story. So give her her flowers. She was able to come to us and reveal that one of his ex-girlfriends that he owed $7,000 to, that she actually took him to court over it. Yeah. So then there was another girlfriend who came forward and said that he owed her money as well. So that's where we're at with what we know so far. Now, there is more. There's more. Okay. And so with that being said, Symone, where do you think we should start off on? Do you think we should start off with the child support? Because I do think that there is still people out there who think that the baby mama's lying.
Right.
That he was not an active father, even though she has proof that was.
Let's start there. So I have a document I uploaded. It's 1-custody dispute. We're going to start there. Okay. So for those of you guys who are joining, I'm attorney Symone. My channel is called Girl, Is That Legal? And I am here with Jessie. I'm so excited. we're going to break down. I've pulled some receipts. I'm also a licensed private investigator. So I've pulled some documents and things. So this is the state of Maryland's document that we're going to put up.
Mm-hmm.
And in support of Jessie's story, I also have to say some people were like asking me, so the baby mama is a gay lady. She's a pretty gay lesbian lady, and she was married to another lady. So we'll start there. You know, that was a component. And remember, there's 3 kids involved, the son, and then a set of twin girls. So if you're able to hit present and just hit add, then we can add that on the screen.
Okay. So which one should I add?
It says custody dispute. 1- custody dispute.
Hold on.
Yes, ma'am. Make it bigger. Yeah. It should be the very first one that you see of them.
The very first one.
The very first one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a gay lady. Oh, wait, y'all are saying, like, is Jessie pronouncing my name right? She actually is. So Jessie's Haitian, I'm Louisiana Creole, and that's actually how my family says my name. It's Symone.
Yeah.
Literally. And I when I hear it, I love it. I feel like I'm back home in New Orleans. Okay.
Yeah. Symone.
Some people were asking in the comments.
Oh, they were?
I was like, she absolutely is saying it right.
And if I said it wrong, Symone she gonna let me know, girl.
Yes. Now I'll tell you, like, I'm extra nosy, so I like to actually have like the actual court like records and documents. Maryland doesn't let you do that. You have to actually like go to the local courthouse. But trust, we got enough teeth from here where you're going to get where we're going. Okay. Y'all gonna be able to put pieces together. So this right here, this is Bree found this. Now her name is Brietta, bless her heart. Bri. She goes, I understand what she wants to be Bri. Brietta, and her mama is Lavetta. Bless her heart. They're from Baton Rouge. So you know they real country. Now, this here, case type, custody. This was filed in 2021. She received her divorce in 2019. So this was 2 years after her divorce. And this is pertaining to all 3 of the kids, not just the son, not just the twins, all 3. Now, if I'm gonna direct y'all to certain things. Hold on. Right.
And while you're doing that too, I just want to reiterate one point I think I forgot to make. So when the first son was born, Tyler was still Bri was still married to Deshawn. Okay. Deshawn fought for custody of the firstborn son because the son was born into their marriage, and this was supposed to be their donor baby. And by that time, she had already been mothering the son for years, right?
Yes.
And so she filed for custody. But what she said to us on my live, and also Bri kind of alluded to this, was that Tyler and Bri got together to basically push her out of her petition. And for them to have custody of the firstborn. So this is fast forward to when Bri has 3 kids now. Okay.
Absolutely. Now, Jessie, go to the very last document that I just uploaded. Let's go to that version of this because it's got more highlights. It'll be a little easier.
Okay.
There we go. All right. Now on this one, here's what you're going to see. Number 1, defendant, Francis Tyler. He hires a lawyer. He hires a lawyer to fight for custody. So if these are just your sperm babies, are you fighting for custody and visitation? No, because remember, this is for all 3. All right, so he's here fighting. This case goes on for like 3 years. Here we go. And then there is a hearing date for November 15th. If anybody is in the Maryland area, if you want to be real nosy, go on down. You can mosey on down November 15th, 9:30 a.m. It's a contempt hearing because this man is not paid his child support. The judge is making him come on in and explain himself. Especially you getting this Love is Blind money now, Buster.
Yep.
Where is it? Kids got to eat now. They got extracurriculars. They got to get their hair combed. They need, I seen those little kids, they need stuff. Okay. When I talked about yesterday, when I was talking about Jennifer Williams and Christian Gold and how he's, has a $6 million net worth, but the kids were on food stamps. Like, you need to do what you do. This boy, Tyler, he's from Pittsburgh. When I lived in Pittsburgh, I used to go on food stamp dates. My date would go to the projects. He found a crackhead. She would sell him some food stamps. And then he would take me back to the dorm and he would cook me dinner. Where there's a will, there's a way. Okay. That is a felony. So don't do that. But it's an example. And him being from Pittsburgh, he knows what I'm talking about. You know those projects up on the hill. You know what I'm talking about.
Wait, Symone, I wasn't ready.
Oh, no. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah. Okay. Well, if you're new here, I'm like Nancy Grace meets Cardi B, something along those lines. It's what I've been told. But so yes, going through the agenda, it says here, he immediately answered the complaint. He started with no attorney. That's why it says here, pro se party that he answered. That this is all regarding custody or visitation issues. It's both. It's custody and visitation, but also they were coordinating support. So then we're going to hop on down. Then in March, mediation was ordered, meaning for them to agree. They did some form of that, and they obtained a consent order, meaning temporary consent order regarding access. This man was fighting to see his kids, as he should. What you shouldn't do is once you fight, you better be in there to the end. Exactly. You don't get to pick and choose.
You don't get to go on Love is Blind and say, these my donor babies, when there are literal receipts of you fighting for custody for all three.
Yes. You laid down with that gay lady and you made a family. That was your bestie. So they talked about they had like a true friendship, blah, blah, blah. You laid down with her. Now you need to complete the due. Just tell Ashley you got kids. Ashley, you about to be a stepmom. I don't know what to tell you. But here we go. We keep on going on down. Yes. So then it got settled. It got settled later in May of 2022. I want you to see here. Testimony was taken on the record. Then there was a consent order to custody, meaning he got it on that stand and he said, Your Honor, I miss my babies. I want to see my kids. I love my kids. Tyler love the kids.
Tyler love the kids.
Tyler love the kids. He said all of those things. Okay.
And then turned around and went on Love is Blind and said, I don't know them. They don't know what I look like.
Right.
They don't know what I look like.
Exactly.
You in court saying what, Symone?
Tyler love the kids. Tyler love the kids. Do you, Tyler? Do you really love the kids? Because we can't tell. There's no evidence.
Right.
The evidence does not support that conclusion.
Somebody in the comments said, I'm sorry. It's not funny, but they said, Tyler said, fuck them kids. It's not funny that there are 3 innocent children, but he really said that. Like, man, fuck them kids. He really said that.
He did. And the truth of the matter is, honestly, if he had played this right, this could have been like an ideal situation for most men, which is she was fully supportive of him going on the show. So he could have, had his marriage and situation with, the wife of his dreams, but had access to his kids. And truly, like, that's the flexibility most women would love to have, which is he can go on his trips, he can travel, he can do what he wants, and then like pop in on a weekend at a soccer game or doing the fun stuff and then go back to his life. She wasn't opposed to that. What she was opposed to is you getting your black behind on that airplane, going over to them Love is Blind people and not coming back. Okay. People talk about my daddy went out and got the milk and didn't come back. That's what they talking about.
This motherfucker went out and got a wife and didn't come back.
And didn't invite the kids to the wedding. Look, those little girls are so cute. They could have been real cute flower girls.
First of all, you had the 2 little ballerinas. This man got twin girls. You mean to tell me the twin girls couldn't be the ballerinas? They couldn't.
Shame on them.
Shame.
Trifling. So we got this consent order. All right, let's go on down. All right, now, January of this year, he starts getting in trouble. All right. This is a petition for contempt. So since January, Bri has been exercising her rights to say, hey, it's one thing you're not going to see these kids, but you need to pay for these kids pursuant to our agreement. Now, my guess with my personal experience, having been on a reality show, is after he did the show, he likely quit his job or didn't go back to work, putting up drywall, selling drywall to people. He's a drywall man.
Oh, wait, hold that thought. Because this is something else that came up too. when he signed up for the show, he told them people he was a nuclear security officer. A nuclear security officer, right? Those folks make like $200,000 a year. Then when the PR came out, when they announced the cast, he was a accounts manager. Then 3 weeks ago, when he does the Nick Viall podcast, he puts up fancy drywall. Well, according to Deshaun, who is his baby mama's ex-wife, she said Tyler was a security guard at the nuclear plant.
That sounds right. Let me go back to this. Put it on up. Okay, I want you to put up the document if you can. It is the first, second. Let me get them in order. First, second, third, fourth document. It's the fourth document I have there. The title of it, I don't know what it's called, but it's that one. All right. So this one, yes, going to Mr. Tyler. Yeah, so he does have account executive. That's for the drywall, the fake wall company. Basically, they put up cubicles. Okay, he's the cubicle man. He'll assemble your cubicle if you need a cubicle in your office. That's what he does. And then behind this, security specialist. Yes, the security guard. Yes, that is correct. And he was he was absolutely a security guard with Boone's, Allen, Hamilton. This is the background check that I did on him, guys.
Mind you, Symone just did this with 2 clicks. Chelsea, the team of people that y'all got doing questionnaire, y'all couldn't do this? Y'all couldn't be able to see that this man was lying about his job? Pariah, girl, crisis manager, y'all couldn't see. Who are y'all employing to do background checks on these people? At the very least, when you put someone on the show and you say this is your job, this is their job, y'all should be that.
I think that pariah lady, I think she likes having the crises so she can have something to manage. Because this don't make no darn sense. Every season.
She ain't got nothing else. She ain't doing shit else.
Nothing.
You ain't doing shit else. They gave you that title. Bitch, you ain't doing shit. Y'all not doing something as simple as looking this up.
She said she want that job security. That's what she did. So,
right.
Yes. Now, I will say, so it showed when he was in the Army, he was a watercraft engineer. And just to show, he has an associate's degree. He did get a 3.2. Yeah, I be knowing all people business. I be looking people dead in their eye knowing they lying to me. Be like, okay. Dead in there. Okay. Liar. He's got a 3.2. He's got an associate's degree. And it does say that he previously worked for this company for like a year in nuclear security, which was Excellion Generation Company. But again, nuclear security in this context, he can't do that without at least a bachelor's.
Right.
He's got an associate's. What he was doing, and he was a security guard at a nuclear plant.
Correct.
Keep those chemicals safe, buddy. Make sure people aren't fighting and wrestling on the job, knocking over chemicals and creating chemical spills and blowing up plants and stuff. Just stick with, you don't need to fancy it on up. Even I remember on Ready to Love, everybody, if you didn't really have no job, they call you a consultant. And people be like, well, what do you consult on? And blah, 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 blah. Nobody knew because you lying. Everybody lying.
And a lot of people try to say Deshaun was lying. She wasn't. That ex-wife sat on my live and told nothing but the truth about this man. It all checks out. She wasn't lying. This man was a security guard.
Yeah. And to clarify, nuclear security, it's not like nuclear scientist. Okay. Right. It's a security guard. You literally secure the chemicals.
Right.
He was likely, making sure people come in and out because they have to, especially, I believe that was in the Maryland area. Those companies have serious contracts with the Department of Defense and things like that, where they have to maintain those chemicals. They cannot get it out. They can be weapons of mass destruction, things like that. So it's a security guard type of role, just to be clear. Yeah.
Correct.
He's the security guard of the chemicals. That's right.
Correct. So now that we have his background, right?
Yeah.
Can we go back to the child support? Or can we go towards the child support?
Yeah. To go back to that one. So that is, that's the very last one that I uploaded. If you can put that one back up.
Okay.
All right. So there, what's going on there is that in January she filed. She was sick of this ish. I think she said was it October that he flew out? No. October was when he was cheating on Ashley. I think it was the summer, like June, when he last saw the kids, I believe. Whatever month it was that he flew out to record the show.
Oh, that must have been September of last year, because they started filming, I believe, the last couple of days of September going into October. So it was September of last year. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. These are all motions that started so it makes sense. September was the last time he saw the kids. By January, obviously he missed Christmas. He wasn't around at Christmas or New Year's. So she filed in January because he wasn't paying the support. Now, these are all motions and hearings that she's trying to get set so that this guy has to come to court and explain, where is your money? Where are your coins? The kids got to eat. Give me your money. But I have to say, give me your money.
Yeah, give me my money.
Give me my money for the babies.
Yeah.
Right.
You got
for
three
the kids.
kids.
Now,
3 kids just standing there like this.
Correct. Now, here's what this makes me think. Okay, so when you have these, a show cause order is you're showing why you haven't paid child support. If you go to my channel, you'll see the special I did an episode on Tyrese Gibson on how he makes $275,000 a month, but only wanted to pay $3,500 for child support, and in turn got arrested because he owed $73,000. Okay.
Insane.
So what happens here is my guess, Tyler may be unemployed now.
Of course he is.
The reason I say that is because when you're employed, it's an automatic withholding. To the girlies in the chat who have, your ex-partner on the child support, you can comment in there. Let us know your experience. But yeah, you have an automatic wage withholding that comes directly from the employer. That's why I always say, like, when one time I was dating this really cute international drug dealer, and my homegirl's like, oh my God, he's gorgeous. You should get pregnant. I was like, hell no. I'm not getting pregnant by a man whose wages I can't garnish.
Right.
Because I don't want to have to go through this. This is tough, versus if someone is a W-2 employee, you don't have to run around trying to garnish wages. Here, it appears he stopped working. He's either a 1099, or more than likely, he just simply did the show and then quit. Because, after you do the show, there's appearances, there's all those things.
I definitely believe that. I definitely believe he did the show thinking that he would now be a celebrity and he would land a whole bunch of partnerships and partnership deals. And also, too, we're going to get into the money that he owes people, but he seems to be a swindler as well. Deshaun said even when he was like just doing security, he always had a lot of money. And when we were thinking about it, Storytime with Ricky said, yeah, because he owes a lot of women money. We're going to get into that too.
Absolutely.
He seems to be a swindler as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So the gist of this, guys, if you're nosy like me, actually, you don't even have to go to the court. It's going to be on Zoom November 15th. So we'll have to check it out. The contempt hearing where he's got to explain to the court why he hasn't paid. My guess is he's going to say he no longer makes as much as he made before, blah, 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 blah. Nobody cares. Sometimes it can be called intentional underemployment or intentional unemployment.
Of course.
And what that means under the law is once you decide that you're going to nut up in that gay lady and create a family and make them 3 beautiful babies, you do not have the right to say, oh, I don't want to be the cubicle installer man anymore. I want to be an actor. So I'm going to quit my cubicle job and then try and make money from social media and things. That's fine, but you still owe child support, is what the court says, because you have chose that path.
Let me ask you this. What does this mean for Ashley as far as, because according to the courts, does this document say how much he owes?
No, this one does not. Okay, yeah, that is one that I have to pull. And with a little more time, I'll be able to have someone.
But I
think it's 30K. From my research, it's approximately 30K. So
what does that mean for Ashley now that she's married to Tyler? And what does that mean to Ashley and her finances?
That's so important. Ashley, this means you will never be a homeowner if you are not already. This means Ashley, you will never, ever be a homeowner until this man does right by his kids. You can't buy a home with a child support lien, with a partner who has a child support lien. And when you're married, even if you try to buy the home as your separate property, I own a title company, Experience Title, in here in Texas. You can't close on that because no company is going to give you clear title due to the fact that your partner owes this lien. So he is going to have to become current on his child support before you can ever own a home together, or even separately if you don't already have one. If you have one, that's fine. You can never do that. Secondly, baby girl, he gonna have to live with you all the time because this man got 7 evictions. We'll get to that. But he's got 7 evictions. The most recent, we can put the most recent up there because
let's just go ahead and go. I was gonna softly go into that, but fuck it. Which document is the evictions?
Okay, it is 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the 4th one from the end. And if you look at the bottom, the title says 1-VA eviction, Virginia, because he has evictions in multiple states. There you go. Oh, we could use that. Oh, there we go. The next one. Oh, you had it right the first time. It was the VA eviction. Yep, that's it. All right. So this is the Virginia eviction. This is the most recent one. He had a nice little apartment. I mean, it doesn't matter. The address is just up because it's also the name of the plaintiff. So I don't want anybody to think we're doxing him. We're not. No. He don't live there anymore because he got put out. He got put out.
Yeah.
This shows he got put out August, y'all. Of him going to the show. Oh, wait. Last year. Wait, that's when he was doing the show.
So that girl, I want y'all to keep in mind that this man got evicted August. September comes, he says, I'm ready to be a husband.
A homeless husband. He is a hobosexual.
Evicted August. September, I am going to leave my 3 children behind and go find me a wife. What would be the intentions behind that?
I'll wait. Yes, he needed a place to lay his big head. I mean, and look at how much he owed, $8,715. And this was in Arlington, Virginia. I have to tell you, his rent his rent was probably something around $2,000. That means he probably went about 4 months because they probably threw in some fees as well. Let's see. Oh, wait, the attorney's fees were only $200. That's about 4 months worth of not paying your rent. So he had been lacking and slacking.
And also, too, keep in mind, Storytime with Ricky had a video where she showed this man, Tyler, texting a woman at 3 a.m. in the morning on October 24th. Can I come over? Mind you, this is after he marries Ashley. He doesn't have a place to stay. I don't know what's going on with him and Ashley. I don't know what's going on with him and Ashley around October, but he's texting a woman at 3 a.m. Can I come over? Come over. Okay.
That text message screamed, I need a place to stay, or I just got put out. Yep. It did not sound, and he was like, it sounded like I got put out for some BS, for doing some bull that I had no business doing. It did not sound like, I want to come over to talk. And that's why, and the girl responded and said, I would say yes if it wasn't 3 a.m. Get your tail on. Gone.
She knew he was looking for a place to stay permanently. She knew.
Sure was. Go on to the next one. Now, again, this is the most recent. That's why I was like, this is the tea. $8,700. You better get out there slanging some dick or something. You already putting it into everybody.
Well,
you better make something off of it. That's Tyler, because I know you're watching, or your mom's watching, or your cousins, or your whatever. Yeah, maybe that's what you should do. Get your OnlyFans and that way you can get your apartment, somewhere to lay your head, buy your little air mattress, blow that bitch up. Kids will love an air mattress. Let me tell you something. They can put some sheets up, do a little tent, and see their daddy and have a good little old time in your little efficiency studio 1-bedroom. But you need to get on OnlyFans, slang some dick if you need to. Do what you got to do.
He's a Libra. Libras can
slang dick. Libras are in love every 3 days with a new person.
Every 3 days. Libras know how to sling dick and lies. That's 2 things. Slang dick and lies.
That will do it. I had me one of
Dang,
those.
nigga. Whew. Okay.
Oh,
So which document are we going to next?
just if you go, well, we don't even need to put it up because we covered the most recent eviction, but I will let you guys know there were a total of 7.
Yeah.
Including some, oh, you know what? Let's go to next. Let's go to, there is a document. It's called Maryland Lawsuits. It's the third one from the first. Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah. All right. Now this is Tyler. I checked every one of these cases. That's actually why I blacked off the middle case, because that was not him. These are his lawsuits in the state of Maryland. Now, this first one was a traffic. We don't care. This second one was some type of contractual dispute. Contract. It wasn't much. It was a few $100s that he owed. It makes me think
why am I having to take you to court over a couple $100?
Well, now that's a good question.
Why?
That's reasonable. Yeah, that's reasonable. So both of those were that. Then we've got these next two. It says defendant Calvert County District Court. Those are like traffic citation things in 2008. Then we'll pop down to this 2019. Midland Funding is generally, they're like credit card companies when you owe to a credit card company. All right. Then you got these 3 here. 1, 2, 3. With hold on a second. Windsor County. See, baby, this is why he got to live over there with Ashley. These are evictions. These are evictions. It's the same complex. He's just behind on his rent. So they keep filing these contract small claims. They keep filing these against him because he can't get right. He don't know how to pay his rent on time. Then you hop down to the very bottom. That's another one. That's another. It says it clear right there. Failure to pay rent. So it starts 2014, multiple times in 19. And at some point, he was in fact living with Bri. They were living. There's no problem there.
She did say that.
Yeah. I want you to hop down to, there's this custody case here. It says, defendant, Baltimore City Circuit Court. So we talked about the custody, but then below that, name change. So earlier this year, when Miss Bri was about sick of that man, she went up to that courthouse and she said, listen, he is the pappy, but I'm sick of his shenanigans. He don't want to pay. He don't want to see. So I'm changing these babies' names. So she changed their last name from Francis to her last name. Right. So that's why it's two for one for each of the twins. And then she changed her name. I don't blame you, because the truth of the matter is, when you don't have the same name as your child, it can be sticky for certain things. Traveling, people want to ask a bunch of questions. Make sure you're not kidnapping the baby. Go ahead, girl, as you should. Oh, and by the way, I do have those court records. He didn't contest it. He didn't respond. He didn't show up. He didn't do nothing. And that was in January.
Not the same man who was fighting for custody. Not Tyler Love the Kids.
I think he wants the name change, right? It helps support his narrative. These aren't my kids. Narrative. They don't even have my name. They used to.
Oh my God. Oh my God. And I could see him telling Ashley that. They don't even have my last name.
They don't even have my last name. These are my kids.
Hey.
Somebody said, can somebody tag Ashley?
Please,
yeah,
immediately.
Absolutely. So now he's got no kids bearing his name out there.
Yeah.
He can create whatever narrative he wants. I cannot wait to see what the narrative will be at the reunion. And I bet you with this girl, Pasha and Chelsea and everybody else, they're going to just slightly tap on the issue and move along. 2 minutes max.
Oh, yeah. 2 minutes to max. To be honest, Pariah, the Chelsea, can the reunion. Can it? If I was y'all, I wouldn't even air it. I wouldn't even air it. Because there's too much information out there. It's too much information out there.
Yeah.
All people are going to do is pull up all these receipts that we're pulling up and be like, absolutely not. Right. Here are the court filings. You fought for these kids. And then once you got on this show, you literally was like, fuck these kids.
Absolutely.
It's insane.
I would not be surprised if the show, like a lot of times when you interview for a show, the casting directors can ask you questions in a way where they don't want you to say yes. So for example, they could ask you, so you don't have any kids, do you? In a way that makes you be like, ooh, but if I say yes, I'm probably not going to get selected. Mind you, at this point, he's a homeless hobosexual.
Yeah.
He knows he's about 4 months behind on his rent. He's about to get evicted any day now. He needs to get up and get on this show so he can get up underneath somebody else, especially a woman, because, hey, by you marrying that woman, now y'all got to live together. Now you have an excuse for moving into her place. They live at her place for a reason.
Exactly.
Let's
talk. I feel like that's a perfect segue to talk about all the other women, all the other women that Tyler owes money to.
Gotcha. So the main one that I was able to find, so in these, hold on. Yeah. In the lawsuits that I found, the only one that filed a lawsuit against him has been Paige. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the 5th document. I'm going to put that up. One to the left of that. There we go. All right. So this is Miss Paige. Now, initially, he owed Miss Paige, and this was 2023. You see these dates? You'll see this. This was June, right before he goes on the show. He goes on the show in September. She's sick of his behind. He owes her $10,000. Then allegedly he paid her $2,000 back, and she was sick of chasing him around. So the principal amount left is $8,500. You have that here, $8,605. So she's waiting to get paid. Hey, Ashley, again, you cannot ever own a home until Miss Paige gets paid. So the kids' mama's got to get up to date on the child support. Paige has to get paid. And let me give this little piece of tea, this legal tea that a lot of people don't think about. And this is particularly for the other women out there who he still owes money to, but who have not been paid. I know it sounds crazy, but I used to be a judge. And one of the things at my court that would happen, because it was a small court, municipal court, is not
Judge Red Wine.
That's red wine. Yes. Is that you can actually file to be like, so you can file in small claims court, and then you can go on the website for Judge Judy, or what is it, Ebony Williams Court, I forget what the Justice Court, any of those court shows, they will, when you win, they pay it for you. So you don't have to chase down Hobosexual Tyler. No, the show, in exchange for coming on, they fly you there, they put you in a hotel, but they actually pay the judgment. So seeing as how Tyler clearly wants to be famous, you might want to go on those shows. I mean, the Steve Harvey show, as an example, will pay you up to and Steve Harvey show will pay you up to $10,000. So if you never watched my channel before, I love to give legal tea as well as like breaking down legal topics and stuff. So
Before we continue, y'all, just want to make sure, I didn't even say this, make sure y'all are liking the live. Like the live so more people can see it. If you're just here, just click one like. Just click a like. Click like. But that's so funny because when I had my case with Karen Thibault, I was offered something like that too, but she owes me $40,000. So they weren't gonna. And actually, this was Jerry Springer was about to have his own judge show, and unfortunately, he
that's right. He's gone on to glory.
Yeah, he's gone on to glory. But that is such a good. I hope y'all clock that. And someone like Tyler. You want to be famous? Let's make you more famous.
Make you more famous. Some of the shows will actually pay up to $20,000. So peep that as well. Someone in the chat made a really good comment. She said, "Who loans $10,000 to somebody who is not their man?" Baby, absolutely. He was dropping off some dick somewhere.
Not only that, not only was he dropping dick, but apparently Tyler is a sob story specialist. So he knows how to give you the sob story and say, hey, I just had this family emergency. One of the girls told Storytime with Ricky that he had a sudden death in the family and needed money for the burial, that his family was between a rock and a hard place. Yes, like he knows how to give sob story. Tyler, to me, gives off a person who would literally cry. He cries every minute. He's a crier. He knows how to cry on demand. He gives me the type of person. Have you ever had a person be in a relationship with a person and a person was like, I'm going to hurt myself if you leave me. Or I'm going to hurt myself.
Oh my gosh.
He gives me that. He gives me that.
Yeah.
He gives me that. Tyler
narcissists are really good at crying on cue because they only want to be the victor or the victim. Yeah. In my relationship, I was never allowed to exercise any emotions towards him unless it was praise or pity. I could be like, oh, I'm so sorry this happened to you. Or, oh my God, that was excellent. But if I say, I'm really disappointed, you really let me down, I would be met with anger.
Yeah.
And that used to, it took me a long time to peak that. But, and it was, we were never physical or anything like that. But it was just this anger. I was like, wait. Why don't I get to articulate that you've disappointed me? Even like I finally cussed him out after, I found all the financial infidelity stuff. And I got to hollering. And I was like, I said, how come every time you divert from our plans, I'm the one that has to pay the price. I'm the one that has to dig in my pocket. Yeah. I have to lose out. My life is the one that's impacted, not yours. And he was like, don't talk to me like that. I am a good man. I am a good man. And I was like, he was like, I don't deserve to be talked to like this. I said, yes, you do. I said, you deserve to get clocked upside your head, to be perfectly honest. Yeah. So I'm proud of me because I kept my hands to myself. If the worst I'm going to do to you is cuss you out. So I just feel like, those men who are like, those are the ones that you're only allowed to exercise like pity for them. And half the time, these are self-inflicted dramas.
It's self-inflicted drama, and it's a way to manipulate you. It's a way to gaslight you out of standing your ground. Like, I will never forget, I was in one relationship. This was when I was in college. But this man told me like that he would delete himself. He's like, if you leave me, I'm going to delete myself. I looked him dead in the eye and I said, delete yourself. Do it. And do you think he did it?
No. I'd be like, all right, well, let's draft your will.
Right. Delete yourself. Like, and it sounds so harsh, but when you think about it, the person is emotionally abusing you. And sometimes you really just have to be alert to that and stand your ground. And when they see that they can't manipulate you, the game is over, it's done. And I think that, again, going back to somebody who's like, well, how do you loan someone $10,000? That's a person that's not your man. You don't know what story this man led her to believe to actually get her to the point where she probably thought she was in a relationship with Tyler.
Oh, for sure.
You see it all the time. Mm-hmm. She probably thought she was in a relationship. We don't know how long he was, you know what I mean? So yeah. And mind you too, this man also had an ex-wife, ex-fiance. Ex-fiance who he took to the gender reveal for his baby mama, for the son that he was a donor for. And at the time when she went to the gender reveal, she did not know that that was his baby. So again, this is the type of person we're dealing with. We're dealing with the person who in September of 2023 knew he had been evicted, knew he had all these civil cases, knew he had no place to stay, and still said to himself, I'm going to denounce my children and go find myself a wife. That's the type of person we're dealing with. I just want us to keep the storyline.
Yes,
that's
absolutely.
The type of person we're dealing with. Okay, a sob story specialist.
Yeah. And another impact for Ashley, I want to be clear because some people are asking, like in the chat, could child support be set based on Ashley's income? No, it's only set based on the male's income. But here's where it can impact her as well, which is if they ever file joint taxes, her tax return refund will be seized to pay his child support.
Yep.
And if they ever have a joint bank account, they will seize all the funds in that account to pay his child support. They don't be like, oh, well, her name's on it, I'm only going to take half. No, boo-boo. No. They take it all because they say that's your fault for combining funds with this man that don't take care of his kids. So you cannot bank jointly. You cannot, like, this is not going to be a normal marriage, which may bring us some, when you're ready, we can look at the Love is Blind contract.
Oh, we're going to do that. Oh, we're getting to that because then we're going to talk about what Ashley's options are. But before we do that, do we have any other documents that we need to go through?
There is, gosh, these doggone debts. Hold on. Let's put back up. It's the 1, 2, 3. It's the fourth one. I just wanted to see if there's anything I missed on this background check that I did. Tyler Lee. It's like 1 Tyler Lee Francis or whatever. There we go. That one. All right. So yeah, this was the overall background check I did on him. We found out he's a security guard here. That he had a little 3.2 at his university. That's wonderful. Go ahead,
Nice.
boo-boo.
Very nice.
Then I found this. They had a section for friends and relatives.
Yeah.
Here go Bree. It lists Bree. Oh, baby, they was close. To where Bree and his mama. Okay. That's the mama, Dawn Sheegan. And then this is Bree. And it says, or Bri. This is Brietta K. Thomas and Tyler Lee Francis may have shared this address from, and I blocked out the address, from June 8th of 2019 to January 13th of 2021 for a year and 7 months and 10 days. Interesting. That's also the time frame when he kept getting evicted. Remember when I showed you those 4 evictions in Maryland or something that were like back to back? That was 2019. So that makes perfect sense why he might have had to jump up in. Yeah, because that was June. Those evictions were earlier in the year. So then if I see. He had to roll up into that lady's lap. All up between the legs.
This was him stepping up. And it makes perfect sense too, because the ex-wife said, even though she moved on, sometimes Bri would call her and say, yo, this man went from having all this money to, I asked him to buy formula for the kids and he won't even buy it.
Yep. For the same reason he kept getting evicted. That man was a hobosexual who moved in with you not to help the kids, but to help himself because he was homeless.
He was homeless.
That's why we got to clock the dates, y'all. Clock the dates. All right. So you got that. This is just criminal traffic stuff. He's like a terrible driver. He keeps getting tickets. Nothing to see there. We're not going to make anything of that. And then, we got his social media, whatever.
Yeah.
This had his jobs. We talked about that. Yeah. We knew the drywall stuff.
This is judgment.
Yes.
Before you go into the judgments, just want to reiterate again. This is what Chelsea, Susan B. Anthony, this is what the casting team should be doing. You know, as a matter of fact, y'all should send us a fee.
We got it.
Contact Symone and send her a fee because she's doing your job for you. She's showing you how to do your job. Pariah, she's showing you how to manage crisis management before crisis occurs. Because it's gonna be another crisis for y'all.
Oh yeah. Because Brian's gonna be out of job.
Y'all literally sent a fraudster to go marry Ashley. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Sure did. Sure did. Yes. So then let's go to this next page. Now, these are just some of his judgments. Because remember, I showed you on the other screen, a list of a plethora. So this is one of the ones that I told you. I was like, it was like $100 here. There was $800 more dollars here. But then this third one, that's $6,647.
From who?
Tyler owed that to someone named Mark Walker in Maryland. I mean, he just can't get right. Buki just cannot get right. These are just some of them. This is in addition to the other screen that we showed you with those various different ones. So there we go. I mean, so he's it's gonna be rough for them.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about what Ashley. I'm gonna definitely ask Symone some questions, and if you guys have questions too about like what Ashley can do. But I think this is the perfect time to now go into the Love is Blind contract that you were able to get your hands on, because this will shine a light on why we see the cast members behave a certain way. Which, I mean, oftentimes, if you think about it logistically, you know, they don't want to ruin the storyline, but there are deeper reasons for that as well. Not just ruining the storyline, but there are certain legalities that these cast members try to steer clear of because out of fear that they'll get sued. We've had many cast members, we've had numerous cases that came forward from numerous cast members, and we've had cast members even on my platform come out and talk about just how they get scared legally. So let's go into that contract.
All right, let's do it. So that would be the second to the last document. It's like 1 dash. I think I call it only contract. Yep. There we go.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start with, it's long. There's a lot going on there for the members on my channel. I'm actually going to drop a link. I'll give you this. You can have the whole contract and just read it, whatever. If you're like me, you're a nerd. You're like, oh, this is interesting. So this first part that I found really interesting, it covers blind dates, the engagement, wedding prep, It states, if I propose and or accept a proposal, I agree to appear and show up at the altar at my wedding. Notwithstanding the decision to get married or not is my sole decision. In other words, they're saying it's still my decision if I get married, but you better show up. It says failure to appear and show up at the altar at my wedding will be considered a discontinuation of my services under paragraph 8, and all damages under this agreement shall be in full force and effect. In other words, so like last year, and don't trust me, he got his issues, Clay. How people are like, what, Clay, why'd you show up and tell that girl there? Well, I'm not speaking for him, but what I am saying is everybody must show up at the altar if they tell you to. Once you say, once you propose, you don't have a choice. So some people are like, they should have told this person beforehand or privately. What this show is saying is no. If they create that altar scene, you better bring your ass on. If not, you are forfeiting all your money. And you could be liable to them for damages.
Yeah. Isn't that insane?
Because I was mad at some of those people. I was like, why couldn't you tell them before? Why are you embarrassing them here and now? And it looks like the show was embarrassing them here and now.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. Nomadic Royals, y'all smoking on that Tyler pack. This donation is either for the kids or for the views.
Crazy. Somebody said, so that's why the others dropped out. Someone said, so that's why the others dropped out early. And then they mentioned that, but 3 couples didn't show. That's production's choice. So just to be clear, what I'm saying is if production tells you to show up at that altar, you got to go. You have to be willing to go. So you cannot say, I love this person enough to not embarrass them. So I'm going to, tell them what's up before and not force them and all their family to be at the altar. No, if the show decides they want that drama, you got to be there and give them that drama.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of, if you watch Love is Blind UK, right? There was a couple, Freddie, and I can't remember who Freddie was about to marry. Love is Blind UK. He was going to Catherine, Freddie and Catherine, right? It was so clear that it just wasn't working out. The girl was insufferable, but Freddie still went to the altar. And I've always believed that was a production move. Like, we're still going to carry out this, because Freddie, when he comes across on television, first of all, he's just a very attractive person.
It's okay.
Oh, Lord. Hold on. Did my man just send me a...
Oh, girl, you all right? Did you?
Not
what did he
send
you, girl?
I said that man's a trap. Hold on. Did my man put a root on me or something? You're not calling nobody attractive. Not me choking as soon as I said that shit. But okay, I'm sorry, Mr. Easter. He comes across he was very likable. He was very likable. And He's very charming. He just comes across so well, and she came across so bad. And it just made me believe that that was a production choice. The same way with Clay. That was clearly a production choice. AD, the way they made AD such a focal point. And so they were going to carry that out until the end, period. So that makes sense. That makes sense.
Absolutely. Let me see this. So then as well. All right. So yeah, I just think that's just it just lets you know how unreal, this stuff really, really can be. So then the next section of interest is divorce.
Oh, this is a good one. I have so many questions.
Go for it. Let's start with your questions. Let's see if they answer them up in this thing. Go ahead.
Yeah. I want to know if the Love is Blind contract forces you to stay in your marriage for a certain amount of time should you get married.
Sure does. It sure does. So how it works is this, and I'll go to the pages.
Wait, what?
It does. So what it forces you by way of, it states in paragraph 38, if neither I or my partner notifies the producer in writing within 6 months of the wedding date that we want a divorce. So basically, you have to tell the producers within 6 months of the wedding whether or not you want a divorce. If you do not, they don't have to compensate you. They don't have to pay towards your divorce. If you do, they'll pay toward it. But here's the thing. So you got to tell them within 6 months, but you can't actually start the divorce until the paragraph above that, which is 37D. It says until the initial broadcast of the last episode in which I appear, which is going to be the reunion. They make everybody go to the reunion. You go to the reunion. So you can't file for divorce until the reunion or 11 months after the wedding date, whichever is later. And
now, hold on. Thank you so much, Kojo. Kojo dedicated.
Hey, Kojo. Hey.
Friend of the channel. But okay, go ahead. No.
Yeah. So you have to. So basically, you can't file until either after it airs. Remember, because these things are recorded at one point, and then so it has to be after the last episode that you're in airs. So that's basically after the reunion airs, or the later of whatever one happens later, or 11 months after your wedding. Well, if these people, let's say they got married last October, we're going to start seeing the divorces around, let's see, the later of, November-ish. Yeah,
November.
I do 11 months. Yeah. So basically November-ish around now, basically, but it, under all circumstances, it has to be after the reunion.
It has to be. But
again,
they still have to say it within 6 months. So let's say Ashley just found out that Tyler the swindler is a fraud last week. They would not help her with the financial part of her divorce because, well, you had 6 months to find out that we sent you a fraudster.
Right. Baby, if Ashley was my client, I'd be like, y'all about to run this girl her money, and I'm about to run my mouth if you don't.
Yeah.
You better run that girl her coins. So absolutely. But the other thing is, these little cheap butt people, they only give, here's divorce paragraph 37C, $2,500 towards your divorce. What? A retainer is $5,000 for one side. It's talking about no more than $5,000 per couple, $2,500 each side. If you each don't have a lawyer, you little cheap butts. They literally can't. You can't hire a lawyer for that, and they force you to mediate it, meaning.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh, you know all about that girl.
Oh no! Wait.
Yeah.
Wait.
Says it right here.
Do you guys know how much mediation costs? Sometimes mediation can cost more than your actual attorney.
Yeah. Because you have to pay the mediator. And so 37C, in the event my partner and I agree to mediation, if I seek a divorce, I have to 37B. If I seek a divorce, I shall cooperate with my partner to do so through divorce mediation. And I shall notify the producer of any changes that might affect the status of the mediation proceedings. Yeah, including any communications that says they're going to contest it or da-da-da-da-da. But yeah, you've got to mediate it.
I'm shaking. Like, I'm shaking. Y'all,
so it's like they're giving you nothing. They're actually creating more of an expense. So most mediators charge you $2,500, like around $2,000 for a full day of mediation.
Literally.
Just to let
most
you know.
of the time it's more.
Yeah. And then you need an attorney to be there at the mediation with you.
So you're paying both.
Yeah. Sure are. Sure are. Girl, these people on this show, they about to be so mad at you, Jessie, because we done told all their team.
Oh, good. They should have let me interview their castmates.
They should have.
Good. Good luck with this crisis. Good luck. You should have let me interview the Black people during Black Women's
Black people.
Yes, Black Women's Month. That's what you get. That's what you get for shutting a Black woman out. So, period. So you shut me out, I'm gonna shut you down. How about that? You want to shut me out, I'm gonna shut you down. How about that? So they're making you. This is insane.
Yeah,
I'm shaking. I'm shaking.
And the thing is, y'all are never going to hear that information online because other components of this contract prevent them from being able to talk about it.
Yeah.
So, we're over here thinking like, oh, this person is sorry. I can't believe they stayed married. Well, we know Tyler can't pay for it. So Miss Ashley probably got to get up and go to work just to hire an attorney through this process. It's going to cost maybe $10,000 to get out of this, unless it's agreed to by both sides. But yeah, it's not going to be cheap.
Thank you so much, Claflin, for your super chat. What else is in the divorce? There's got to be, because I'm seeing you highlight and shit. What else is there, Mrs. Symone?
Yeah, I think those were the main. There are other provisions where you can't do other shows, you can't do stuff like that. I'm trying to confirm.
The non-compete. That's
that's standard. Yep.
While you somebody said it, which is what I wanted to get to too. Let's talk about annulment, because they're saying divorce.
Please.
Yeah, correct. They're saying divorce, but just for those of us who lack the clear understanding between a divorce and an annulment, can you explain that for us?
Okay, an annulment is so critical, and I'm so glad that you asked. You always want an annulment if you can get it, because that means in the eyes of the court and also in your religion. So I'm a Catholic girl. Are you Catholic too, Jessie, or no?
No, I'm Christian. I'm
okay.
Christian.
I know a lot of Haitians, a lot of Creoles.
Yeah, a lot of Haitians are Catholic. My mom and dad went to Catholic schools.
And so like in the Catholic Church, if you get an annulment, you can remarry because it's as though your marriage never happened. Functionally, it's very important because what it also means is you don't have to give that person nary damn dime. You don't have to pay them anything. So what Ashley is going to be faced with is having married this hobosexual. Is she at any point during the marriage, like, with your job, each paycheck, you can have something come out, go into your 401k, and then your company matches it. He's entitled to half of it. Half of it. And that money can grow, baby. Stock options, half of it. If she already owns a home and it appreciates, and because he's now moved his hobosexual butt up in there, half of it. Half of the, it can be half of the appreciation if she basically commingles the funds between like that house and like other household bills, basically with the bank accounts. He could be entitled to some of the appreciation because he's going to get up in that house. He's going to change a light bulb. And then what most men do when they move up in a woman's house and then it's time for a divorce, they say, well, I helped her improve the home. And then under the law, if they do that, change a light bulb or two or whatever dumb stuff, they can be entitled to a portion of the equity of how the home has grown.
Even if you sell the home, they're entitled to that.
Yeah, whether you sell it or not. Like under the divorce, they can be entitled to like $1. You have to basically pay them off for how they helped you improve this house you already had, right? But so what I'm saying though is if you have an annulment, you don't have to deal with any of those things.
Right. Someone asked if Tyler and Ashley are still married. We didn't really look that up. I'm pretty sure Symone can look that up.
So the answer is they cannot, based on this contract we just read, they cannot even file for divorce until after until after the reunion airs.
Yeah.
So the answer is yes. They've got to be still married.
Yeah.
Because the reunion hasn't aired and they can't file under the contract. It's a complete breach of contract.
Breach of contract. Tamara says, are you saying that they control who you can interview from the show? Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yeah, absolutely.
I had one cast member. I'm not going to say who this cast member is, but I had one cast member because I've asked several from this particular season. And before I even say this, shout out to Ollie. Ollie from Love is Blind UK. He sat down with me, but UK is not produced by Connecticut, by Kinetic. But anyway, he sat down with me. He wasn't hesitant. His other castmates were, and it was so weird to me. I'm like, yo, like, mind you, I reached out to several other Black ones. Like, y'all didn't really have a story. I'm trying to like share your story of your experience. And they were, okay, cool, bye. Oh, you can talk to my publicist. It's like whatever publicist you got right now that's charging you $5,000 a month right now. Trust me, you won't have them in 2 months because you can't afford this.
Literally.
So sometimes when people tell me certain things, because I've done reality television and because I've been in the space for 7 years, sometimes I'll be looking at people like, okay, fuck you. Like you doing too much. But Ollie sat down with me and that interview was so good. But I reached out to several. They all told me the same thing. I'm not going to say what they all told me, but this last person was the one who told me, oh, you're not a preferred platform.
Preferred.
Not a preferred platform. So that should tell you too, they're controlling how these people speak, when they speak, what they speak on. So when you keep seeing these people go on Nick Val, for instance, and like all of that is controlled. But when I've had cast members on remember when I did the Black Women's Love is Blind reunion, like them girls came on and they spilled so much. When Aaliyah came on, she spilled so much. They don't want these people to actually tell the truth of what their experience is. They don't. And when I look at Love is Blind UK, and even this season, like I didn't put a lot of heat on production. It's not until I got that last DM yesterday, I was like, oh, Symone, you want to go on that? Because it's either you get with me or I'm gonna get on you. Like that's just where I'm at. Because I take this shit I take what I do very serious, and I'm really good at what I do. And for you to go out of your way to not let the Black cast speak to Black platforms, it has a certain tone to that I'm just not comfortable with. And so, yeah, they do control how these people speak.
And do they even have any preferred Black platforms? I would highly doubt it.
Yeah, right. Like y'all don't even let these people sit down with like BT Talks or Essence. Like y'all, like if you look, these people never sit down and talk to Black platforms. Some of the cast members sometimes they'll like, man, fuck it, and they'll like somebody will win an interview, but they're told not to talk to us. Like they are specifically told we are not preferred.
Wow.
Okay? Wow. Lil Black's Kojo said the same thing. He had a few interviews lined up, and then they went dark after checking with the team. Yep.
Oh, and I want to say one last thing about the annulment topic, and this is the crux of it. So the main difference between annulment and divorce is with an annulment, you're never on the hook to owing the other partner any money. But because of the contract provisions we just went over here, you can't get an annulment in most states. Wait. Yeah. Can't get it. No. Because the way in which the contract forces you to wait all of this time, you're outside of the window for most annulments. You guys have continued living together or you've waited basically a year since you've been married, effectively. Can't get an annulment under those circumstances, even where there's fraud. Because once there's fraud, you're supposed to immediately file. Well, this says you got to notify the producer within 6 months and you cannot immediately file. You can't file till after the reunion airs. So in most states, no. Although the annulment is the preferred and the least expensive measure, you can't do that. Yeah, so they're screwed in that context. They're screwed.
Oh my fucking goodness. You know, it makes me think of, there was this Married at First Sight, because Kinetic does Married at First Sight. And I interviewed, I can't remember her name. I think it was Mika. This was years ago. This was during the pandemic.
Oh, yes, I loved Mika.
Yes, she was so sweet. And she was the only person from that franchise who had the guts to sit down and talk to me. And she talked to me about what she went through to get her marriage annulled. This guy that she married, I can't remember the guy that she was on the show with. Let me see.
Yeah, I remember who you're talking about.
Oh my God. Let me see if I can
find
her.
He was odd. Yes. He was an odd little, he was a little cuckoo bird.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I have it. I have her right here. Let me see. Just her right here.
Yes.
He was, yes. I'll never forget her giving me the opportunity to interview her. This man was such a fraud.
And a liar. Yeah.
Oh my God. He was such a fraud. But she had to fight tooth and nail because he wouldn't give her, I believe she said he wouldn't give her a divorce. He wouldn't give her, so she had to fight. Then he started to fight her and say, no, she was a fraud. Like, it was ridiculous what this girl had to do to get her marriage annulled. But it's what just clicked for me is, so y'all, and mind you, she's the only annulment from Married at First Sight.
Wow.
She's the only annulment. So what that's telling me is, Kinetic, why are y'all going out of your way to stop these people from being able to get their marriages annulled? This is an unorthodox experiment. Mm-hmm. So why not give these people the freedom to, why are you going out of your way to do this? Like, this is actually, is there anything like legally, is there any like legislation that can happen?
I think what I would do if I were one of the contestants is I would send a letter to legal that says, hey, this contract provision is what's called unconscionable, meaning if anyone understood that as applied, it would prevent me from an annulment, they wouldn't sign it, right? And say like, so in this instance, my attorney is here, as an attorney, I would say in this instance, we're seeking approval and permission for our client to receive an annulment, to file as needed to receive an annulment. We'd be willing to file under seal, or we would do it like initials. You know how Tiana Taylor, when she first filed for divorce, she used initials for her and for him. We could do things like that so that it's anonymous, but you better let them get the hell up out of this thing. Because if you had shared what you knew or what you should have known with proper diligence, we wouldn't be in this goddamn mess
situation. Which goes back to Chelsea and Pariah and them and Connect them. So now that we have the full picture of Tyler the swindler.
Yeah. Let's flip the compensation because that's the last.
Yes. Hold on. What was the file again?
All right. It is the second to last. Let's see. The second to last document. There we go. All right. So here, consideration. It says, if I'm selected as a participant, so y'all, this is what they're paid because people are like, how much money they get? I know that's what you want to know. How many coins did Tyler get or not get? Right. And it says here, so producer will provide me with a total cumulative amount of up to $8,000 stipend, dependent on the length of my participation in the program. And at producer's sole discretion, payable, sole discretion. Oh, hell, fucking no. If I'm there, if I work, you better run me my coins. It says payable as follows: $1,000 for my participation in week 1, $1,000 for week 2, for week 3 through approximately week 8. For the avoidance of doubt, under no circumstances shall the stipend exceed $8,000. Baby, please. Somebody's gonna. No wonder he's over there slinging dick.
Wait a minute. Wait, hold on. Because these people's likeness is used indefinitely. I even saw there was an episode. I don't know if you watched a full season, but there was an episode when they were getting ready for the cast party. This was after everybody was in the pods, and they were doing like a 20s night, a 1920s night. They all strategically received these Amazon Prime boxes with their costumes. I remember seeing that, and I kept forgetting to bring it up in my review, but they strategically put Amazon Prime boxes in these people's hands. So what that tells me is you are promoting Amazon Prime. Yeah. And these people don't get a check for that. Like whatever brand, when you're watching these dating shows, whatever brands you see, like, and I'm going to keep it, I never talk about what I make. I never, ever talk about what I make. But I am a nobody. And when I have a brand, if I post a brand, I'm at least getting $15,000 for that. That's the starting point. These people are on a show that surpasses 1 billion minutes of watch time. And they're just walking away with $8,000. Mind you, this gets taxed.
And not even $8,000 for 2 months of work.
2 months.
That's 2 months.
Work.
That has to be, you only get $8,000 if you go all the way through into the wedding. If you break up, so we've seen episodes where they go on the vacation and decide, okay, no, it ends here. That's what, week 3, you get $3,000. That's not even enough to pay for makeup. You know, I'm assuming on this show they have hair and makeup that assist them, but I'm talking about the clothes, the wardrobe, all of those things. It's $1,000 per week if you're still on the show. So it's only the people that get married that get $8,000. If you don't get married, you get in something less than that because you haven't been there for 8 weeks.
Tamara just broke it down to 24 hours a day, 160 24 hours a day for 1 week, 168 hours. 1,000 means you're getting paid 5.95 cents per hour. That is below. Thank you so much, Tamara. That is below the legal amount of minimum wage. But here's how they get you. And I just had this come out to me too. They're probably hiring these people as contractors. This is contractors.
Yes, ma'am.
That makes sense, right?
Yes.
Right. So as a contractor, you were contracted to do this work. So that's how they get away with that. But here's another thing I'm thinking of, and maybe you can confirm this because I'm not a lawyer, but they're hiring you contractually, but they're paying you out as an individual.
Correct. That is true. That is true. Yeah.
Whew. That's crazy. And I don't even think these people walk away with like a SAG card.
No. Yeah, no. SAG at this point. Yeah. Are you in SAG, Jessie? I'm in SAG.
I'm in SAG.
Yeah. And they don't have anything for and because even if they've done this one show, it probably is not going to be enough.
No,
to
it's not
qualify.
enough.
Yeah. Girl, I love them SAG healthcare benefits, baby.
Baby, my benefits just started over this month. I'm gonna go get my titties checked. My
in this
okay, I'm gonna go make sure my pussy still work, baby. I'm trying to have a baby next year.
Wet that whistle. I call it getting my whistle checked. Gotta go get my whistle checked, y'all.
Oh my God. Is there anything else in compensation that stood out to you?
There was something that says like if they do like a spinoff kind of thing. So some people were asking like, what about after the altar or something? If they do that, they can get another $1,000. But again, it's the key word is this says it is solely at producer's sole discretion.
Can you explain that again? I think that I need people to understand what you're saying. Yeah.
So it means, let's say we're now back at the phase, right, where they're no longer in the pods, they're living their lives, and they have a really rough work week where they can't film in the way that they'd like, because like, let's say they're an attorney and they're preparing for a hearing or a trial, and you can't have the cameras in there. That's confidential. The producer can decide, we're not paying you for this week, even though you had cameras all up in your house, you had argument with your boo because they didn't pre-check this man properly. a producer can decide you have not done enough, where we don't have enough good footage of you for this week, so we don't want to pay you for this week. It is literally at their sole discretion. They can decide we don't like you, we don't like your attitude. They can decide you didn't give us enough access, you didn't, in your confessional, you weren't really giving us the full story. Whatever they want, they literally have the sole discretion to decide whether you gonna get this little stinking dank $1,000 or not. Man, fuck you. Like, forget that.
Oh shit, make it make sense. I love Make It Make Sense. Not a whistle.
Yes, I do too. That's my little buddy.
I love his content. He be over there killing it.
Somebody said you didn't cry hard enough. No money. Literally, they can decide arbitrarily whatever they want, and it's ridiculous.
So I think this is a good time to basically let's kind of we see the full scope of who Tyler the scammer is. We see the full scope of what this contract is. Can we get some understanding of what Ashley's options are moving forward? Because we don't know where Ashley stands today.
Yeah.
So she might surprise us and file for divorce next month. Like what are her options?
Yeah. So Ashley's options are, well, first, if I were her, I would literally hire a private investigator to do a thorough search, or start by watching this video. Yeah, hire a private investigator.
Ashley, I know you be watching. Go ahead and reach out to Symone.
Girl, I will give you unredacted versions of everything that I pulled. Everything. And if you want to privately, and that would be between us, I'm an attorney. I will withhold your, confidentiality. No one will even know if you've done that. I will happily do that. Yeah.
And just so people understand too, when she says unredacted, we showed y'all the safe versions of everything. Just know that we played it safe.
Yes.
There's more.
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. So
now the second thing Ashley can do, if she's like, I love this, my man, and I'm gonna stick beside him. Ashley, baby girl, get you a post-nup. Everybody always talks about a prenup. You can get a post-nup. What that post-nup is going to say is that your debts are your debts. My assets are mine. You don't have any assets, but if you had some, they'd be yours. It also says that we're not going to commingle funds. You want to get that in writing so that if later down the line, there's a situation where someone is like, trying to access Ashley's assets to satisfy one of his debts, she can be like, hey, nope, we agreed we're not commingling and we don't commingle. Keep a separate account at all times. Get a post-nup. But don't be afraid to walk away. You, at this point, do not worry about what other people think.
No.
You can't do that, because at the end of the day, they're not the ones that are going to be there picking up the pieces. Your friends and your family are. Listen to them. Those are objective third parties in that they love you. They want the best for you. And they are able to step back and see what's going on without the rose-colored lenses of love. And a lot of women in situations like this, they trauma bond with the guy and they feel like we need to show everyone that we're going to make it. So I'm going to stick through this. Girl, don't do that. Do not do that. Because it doesn't get any better. So basically the main thing is, Ashley, you need to confirm what is the truth and is this the life that you want? Because if you start a family with this man, y'all going to have 4 kids to raise. 4. Financially or otherwise. And how he treats his other kids is how he will one day treat yours.
Not only that, but let me add to that by saying Tyler gives me, he would put you on child support.
Woo!
The same man who could go to court and Tyler love the kids and fight for his 3 children only to say, fuck them kids, have no place to stay, have all these civil court cases where he owes people money, that man would put you on child support.
Yep.
Immediately. Please believe that. Please believe that. Can I ask you something?
Go for it.
Per the contract too, does it give space and time for contestants to give a prenup? And is the prenup something that the show is involved in?
No, so the show wouldn't be involved. There's nothing that prevents them from doing that. So they absolutely could. They absolutely could. But yeah, I didn't see anything that spoke to that in it. I could have missed it, but I can see the show the show wants to limit their liability as much as possible. Therefore, they help as little as possible. So they're not going to involve themselves in a process that's going to expose how much money somebody doesn't have. Because let's think about this, guys. Now that we know these people get paid $1,000 a week, maybe.
Yeah.
At this point in my life, the kind of man I want can't afford to go on that show.
No.
It's a certain kind of man who can afford a younger guy. So I completely understand why you got some 20-year-olds, some early 30-year-olds. They know the 40-year-olds I know, they can't get by no $1,000 a week.
No. And they can't go 2 months without really working. Like
absolutely not. Absolutely not. So yeah, so I say that to say it probably isn't an issue for most of them, unless it's like you've had like the one girl was like a trust fund baby from the Dallas episode, things like that. But there's nothing to prevent it from either a prenup or a post-nup. And at the end of the day, listen, y'all ain't been married that long. If someone's not willing to sign a post-nup that basically says anything I was working on, anything I worked towards or improved, that I had before marriage is mine and this is yours.
Yeah.
Then you got to be concerned about their motives. And if you don't want to look anywhere else, look at Rachel Lindsay and that little chiropractic doctor man she's going through a divorce. This man is asking her to give him $20,000 a month in spousal support. If you don't get your little jackleg doctor ass up and go to work like the rest of us, let me tell you something.
That man took her to the cleaners.
She bought them a 2.1.
Yeah, she's the first Black bachelorette.
Yes, Rachel Lindsay first. We're both from Dallas, so actually we used to go to dance class together as little girls. So I knew of her. Both from Oak Cliff specifically. That's my hood. But when you look at that, that's literally what could happen, because ultimately, when they first got together, they were more equally yoked. He's a doctor, she's an attorney. But then what happened is people love her. Her career skyrocketed. He's still working on this jackleg fitness influencer, career and brand for himself, and nobody cares about him. And I believe a component of it was likely jealousy. Like, how did you able to we had the same experience. Now you're able to flip it into millions. And according to his court documents, he's living off like $1,600 or $1,800 a month. That's all he's getting from his rental properties, and had to sell his practice. Did nobody have to sell no practice? Okay. You can crack some people's knuckles in any given city or town. Okay. You can go to California and crack knuckles. He's a chiropractor. That's what I'm saying. Cracking knuckles. You better get over there and crack some knuckles, as opposed to living on this woman for $20,000 a month. And so ultimately, I think she tried to compromise and offer him 10, and he said that's not enough, that he has gotten accustomed to this lifestyle with her. These are not the problems that you want, but a post-nup can prevent them.
Keep in mind too, they ain't got no kids together.
None. No. And she put down like $244,000 on their home. They bought a $2.1 million, which was clearly purchased with her money and her income, because according to him, he only makes $1,600 a month. Right. So, but he wants a portion of the equity in that house. These are all things that you've got to deal with when you don't have a prenup or postnup.
In conclusion,
yes, I had so much fun here, girl.
I had a good time, but I'm actually shocked, because damn, this is actually worse than I thought. And I'm so glad that I invited you to do this with me. I want to thank you so much. Like, I know you're busy. It's an honor to even have you consider to do this with me.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and I respect your work. Again, like, if you don't follow Symone, please, like, the tides are changing, y'all. Like, we really need to be alert of all of our legal rights, like, which makes the name so brilliant. When she said, "Girl, is that legal?" Like, please follow her. And if you need a consultation, please.
Thank you. Website is here, I think.
Yeah, but also too, I'm shocked. Like, I knew it was bad, but not this bad. Not this bad.
Right.
And I think, like, in conclusion, I want to ask you, So who do you think is the villain here? Is the villain Tyler, or is the villain the Love is Blind people?
So the reason I'm going to say Tyler is I could have given that man the benefit of the doubt, but when he added the little fun fact that his kids don't even know what he looks like, now you just bold-faced line playing in our face.
Yeah.
Playing in our face. And so that's why I feel like it was Tyler. Tyler preyed on her. He saw an opportunity. Tyler was leaving there with something.
Oh,
he was going to leave there with somebody.
He from around the way. He from around the way. He leaving here with something.
Yeah. And I just think that he preyed on her, and I think that he is absolutely the villain.
I will say Love is Blind is the villain. As much as I am entertained by the show, it's very clear that the terms and conditions of the show are so hurtful to contestants, like in a way that can hurt them in the long run. Like not even just while they're on the, like these are long run issues that some of them will have to deal with for years to come. And we've seen that with people from previous seasons who are still legally battling the show. But also, I think that all of this information were a couple clicks away. And when you don't do your due diligence, something as simple as this man changing his profession, when I think about the fact that if I were on the team and I saw that, because immediately as I was watching it, I said that in real time as I was doing my reviews, I would have gone and researched that. And at the very, very least, the world would have never seen Tyler and Ashley. I don't give a fuck how much time frame they were on the show. We've had several seasons prior to, we've had previous contestants be in very harmful situations and the show decided not to air it. But y'all chose to air this man swindling a Black woman for views. For views. At the very least, I would have never exposed the world to this scheme that Todd set up to come to Ashley with the bullshit.
Girl.
I would never heard it.
And you know what? You make a really good point in that we see all the time on these shows, right? Where the production knows someone's lying and then they set up a situation for the lie to be revealed to their partner. Here, the fact that there was a contested custody lawsuit involving him and the woman, they could have pulled that and probably did, were aware of that. They could have used that to create a scenario where he would have had to talk to Ashley, or Ashley would have been like, found out, but so you fought for custody, but these are sperm baby. Like at least provide them with that critical information. I mean, if the whole thing here is to, create plots and, drama, why don't you do drama where once resolved will give them the ability to consent to what they're really dealing with versus withholding the facts. So when I think about now how there was at a minimum, they could have, I could see like, okay, we're not going to tell her you've had evictions or whatever, but you could have pulled that docket, seen this man fought for custody of these sperm babies, and really put that issue out there and made him address it.
Of course. Like, I think this just was all done for views. It's so enjoyable. Like Black women paying to Love is Blind is a gold mine. It is a gold mine. I remember recently I watched the McMahon documentary on Netflix, and he's a horrible person, but he said something. He understood this almost 50 years ago. He said, having the public angry with you still equates views. You have them committed to having an emotion to you. And he was talking about all the nasty things that he would do with the WWE. He turned himself into a villain, and he said him as a villain evoked so much emotion that the public would return. They would say all these nasty things, but they would come back. And it's the same thing with Love is Blind. You have Black women outrage. Black women outrage is marketable. It is profitable. It's marketable, it's profitable. And so they see that and they are honing into that. They're honing into that. And anyway, I want to thank you again. I'm shocked.
This was a lot.
This was a lot. This was a lot to uncover, but I don't care if Ashley blocks me. I don't care if I never get an interview. I would rather have used my platform to educate you on who you really married. This is a real life. Who the fuck did I marry? Ashley, you married a legion. You married a legion. Run. Immediately. Immediately. I say that with love. And this is not just for Ashley from Love is Blind. This is for every Ashley out there. Being married is not the prize. It's really not the prize that you think it is, especially if you're married to a legion. Be very careful who you marry. That can be your complete downfall. And Ashley, you married a downfall. Yeah. But there's still time to save yourself. Save yourself, girl. Immediately. Immediately. Tyler, I will say this again because I know you're watching too. If there's any information, as a matter of fact, I'll let Symone do me the honors.
Yes. Tyler, if there's any information that is incorrect or that we've misstated, please reach out to the channel, reach out to Jessie Woo, and we will happily retract or correct whatever that conversation or whatever that statement was. So hurry up and do that, but you need to hurry up and do that like ASAP.
Immediately.
Yeah. Don't come over here 6 months from now complaining. That's not how this works.
No. Do it before the reunion airs. Okay.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Because this is the real reunion. All right, Symone. Well, thank you so.
Thank you.
I'm so thankful that you decided to do this. Remind everyone where to follow you and how to support you. Yeah.
Awesome. I want to say Carrie Black, thank you for the super chat as well. You can find me right here at SymoneRedwine.com. This is also where you can get my ebook, which is only $19.99. It's called Background Checks 101, Beginner's Guide to Finding Out Who the Heck You're Really Dealing With. You can also schedule a consult with me on legal strategy for whatever your legal matter is in any state. Those start at $149. And before I leave, your guests, your subscribers have been super kind to me. I really appreciate you guys. So I want to gift 5 background checks to the viewers of your choice. So Jessie, you're responsible for figuring that out. And then give them I'm going to give you my email address that you can share with them. Yes. And I'm going to give you guys 5 of those. The holidays are coming. We need to make sure we're not going to be laid up with these men about to scam you. Okay.
Period. Also, make sure that you like the live. And what I'm going to do too is for my members, because I do owe y'all for members only content, but Love is Blind just took over. But for my members, I will be dropping a video today offering 5 of you, and I will tell you which 5 will get the background checks from Symone. So with that being said, Symone, thank you again.
Thank you. I loved it.
Thank you again. I can't thank you enough. And to all of you guys, thank you so much. Make sure that you like this live, share it with a friend. This is not just for Love is Blind viewers. Like there's a lot of helpful information in this. If you are about to get married, if you are a Black women's, during Black Women's, we about to vote for Kamala Harris Black Women's Month. Watch this live, share it with with your friends, with your family members. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Take care of yourselves.
Thank you.
Thank you.
These diamonds on my body and they crystal clear. I make magic with these hundreds, watch them disappear. Big ol' raindrops up in my ear. If you gon' name drop, let's get it clear. Jessie Woo.